Hi everyone, this is Meteorologist Jade Steffens here with a quick update on your forecast. Now, we do still have the potential for a little snow later on this evening. I don't expect as much snow as previously predicted, but let's dive into the forecast and I'll explain exactly what's happening. So, here's a look at our headlines for tonight. Still expecting some snow to mix in with the rain, so that snow chance is not gone quite yet. I'm just not expecting as much of it as we get closer to midnight. Now, for tomorrow, staying mostly dry, we'll have a system bringing snow to the south of the metro, and then Saturday, another chance to see some snow there. So let's take a look at that satellite and radar. So we are seeing mostly rain. However, within the last 20 minutes or so, I'm seeing a little bit of this pocket of snow starting to move closer to the metro. I was also looking at some of the city cams. A few snowflakes are mixing in, but at this time, still mostly rain. So here's a closer zoomed in version as well. A little bit of some heavy rain too in the Bellevue area. So outside of the rain and the snow, another thing we're watching pretty closely is the wind for tonight. I'm looking at gusts right now at 35 miles per hour. And even though it's still rain, when it's raining with winds at 35 miles per hour, that can lead to some reduced visibility. So I really want to caution everyone as they are heading out on the roads that we might still see some dicey conditions even if it's not as much snow as we previously thought. So here's a look at 10 o'clock. I do think we'll start to see more of a changeover into snow by that time. As we get closer to midnight and about 2 a.m., snow should start to wrap up, and as we move into tomorrow morning, we'll have clear skies and dry conditions. So I do think most people in our area will stay closer to that 1-inch amount. We still could see pockets up to 3 inches, but I do think most of us will stay near an inch across our area. So here's a live look outside. You can see a few snowflakes starting to fly by, but really that's about it that we're watching. 36 degrees is where we're at the moment. A northwest wind coming in at 23 miles per hour. As you just saw, winds gusting up to 35 miles per hour, making it feel closer to 24 degrees. So we do still have that chance for snow. The later in the evening that we get, temperatures will be back in the mid-30s. And even though we won't reach 32 degrees, we could easily still see snow. It really depends on the upper levels of the atmosphere. So if those levels are cold enough, then we could still see snow at 34 degrees, let's say. So that's what we're watching throughout the rest of the evening. Tomorrow looks to be a lot more mild. We'll start off with dry conditions, temperatures in the upper 20s. We reach the mid-30s by noon, and then clouds move in by the afternoon. So what that's going to do for our high temperature, it's going to stay pretty steady throughout the afternoon with cloudy skies. So really not going to warm too much more than the mid-30s. And then by Saturday, windy with our next snow chance. Now, I will say we do have the potential for some pretty heavy snow at times on Saturday. We're not expecting a lot of accumulation, but a few quick bursts around the midday and early afternoon hours are possible on Saturday. Saturday will also be windy, temperatures in the low 30s, Sunday 35 and partly cloudy. So let's walk through Saturday, and I can show you what this is going to look like. Here's a look at Saturday morning. We'll start off clear skies. Clouds will increase throughout the day. Here's a check of 11:30 in the morning and a look at 2:15. Notice those pockets of some heavy snow, very hit or miss, very spotty. Some of us might not see any snow at all, but some of us could get caught in some pretty heavy snow. So that is going to affect our visibility with stronger wind speeds for Saturday. So a first alert to that. And of course, it's almost Friday. So over the weekend, although we start off with some snow on Saturday, we dry out with temperatures back in the mid-30s by Sunday. Early next week, we sit close to about 50 degrees for Monday and Tuesday, temperatures dropping close to 40 by midweek. Then we see our next rain snow chance by Thursday and Friday, temperatures in the 30s for the following weekend. Now, here's a key to what might look like for the end of January, looking colder than average between January 15th and January 21st. So yes, we do have a quick warm-up early next week, but we could still see that cold return pretty quickly soon after. As you know, after yesterday and today, weather can change very quickly. So that's what we're watching for that 10-day forecast for you here. And that wraps us up for this evening. I'll be on live at 10 o'clock tonight. I'll be going over more details to the forecast and keeping a close eye on when we could still see that snow again. It's still possible to see snow within these next few hours, depending on what our temperatures do. But after I'm on at 10 o'clock, you can also follow along on our First Alert 6 weather app. If you're not already watching this video on there right now, we have our hour-by-hour forecast, 10-day forecast, and we also have interactive radar, so you can keep an eye on when it's snowing and when it's raining throughout these next few hours. But I hope everyone enjoys the rest of their Thursday evening and has a great rest of their week and weekend ahead too.